Welcome to the Columbus Area United Way Connecting Community podcast. This is where we interview local nonprofit leaders and explore how we can collaborate to have a thriving community. Hello, welcome to Columbus Area United Way Connecting Community podcast. I am excited today because we have Gracie Ellis, and she is with Girl Scouts. So Gracie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you here. So for our audience and our listeners, can you tell us a little bit about what Girl Scouts does in our local community and some of the programs that it provides?
So Girl Scouts, we mostly go into after-school programs around the community. We have traditional troops. We have outreach troops, which is what I do. I work for the outreach department. And we focus on building girls up with courage, confidence, and character while providing them with the Girl Scout leadership experience. We do have Camp Cross Arrows, which is kind of close to over here. It's in Nickerson. They have a lot of programs going on all year round, especially in the summer. And then we also have Camp Cosmo, which is in Grand Island. And they also have programs going on all the time. And then we have a program team here in Columbus that focuses on writing those programs and doing the program book. And then what I do is I go into schools with a rate of 50% or higher of the free and reduced lunches. And I provide young girls with financial assistance, and I give them free memberships, free supplies. We really try to eliminate those barriers of time and financial issues and all that good stuff.
And that's one of the aspects that I love, especially the partnership with United Way, is that it allows for girls to have that opportunity to be a part of something and learn and develop new skills outside of school, right? To build and foster those relationships. So
yes, we try to focus on teaching them things that they probably wouldn't learn in school, giving them opportunities that they wouldn't do otherwise.
So educate me a little bit. What are some of those programs like you would work on with girls in an after school program? What would some of that look like?
So right now my girls, they are working on their Take Action badge. They just finished that. And what that looked like is they decided they came up with an issue in our community that they thought that needed to be worked on. And they came up with ways to fix that issue. What they decided to do is donate to the animal shelter here in town, Paws and Claws. And they came up with a bake sale. So we partnered with Hy-Vee here in Columbus, which we are very grateful for. Shout out to them, of course. And they hosted a bake sale, and all the profits went to Paws and Claws. Hy-Vee gave us $100, and then we raised $135 in cash donations, and that was really cool for them because they were excited to do it, for one, which, like, they weren't just told to do it, they wanted to do it. And they've never done anything like that, and as young girls, they get to experience that. So just imagine what they can do the older they get.
That's awesome. And just to think of all the little things that they're learning along the way, such as communication, marketing, as well as that fundraising.
Marketing, being able to talk clearly so they can be understood, and even having that courage and confidence to go up there and talk to strangers and be like, give them the little spiel of how they're donating and how they can help,
That's awesome. So what are, for the average community member that may not be aware of Girl Scouts, what are some things that you would like them to know in regards to maybe some myths or misconceptions about Girl Scouts and what they provide?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Girl Scouts, I feel like a lot of misconceptions is that Girl Scouts might take a lot of time from the parents, might take a lot of money, it just might not work out with their kids' busy schedule, any of that. But Girl Scouts, one of the things that we've been focusing on more and more over the years is flexibility. So girls can be in individual troops, they can be in traditional troops, they can be in a troop that meets like once a month, they can be in an after-school troop, they can be in an outreach troop, so you eliminate those financial barriers. And then, of course, like the parents can volunteer. We encourage that, but it's never needed. And then, like those cookies and sales and the fraud
The
product
cookies,
sales,
yes.
yep, those are always optional for the girls. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's what takes most time for Girl Scouts. So that's like optional for the parents as well.
Okay. Wow, it sounds like there are a variety of different opportunities to be
Hmm.
involved. You could be heavily involved if there's maybe you aren't as engaged in other things outside of Girl
Exactly.
Scouts, or you could, like you said, meet like once a month or have different things
Hmm.
like that. So that sounds like a
Yep.
perfect opportunity for a
Or you
variety of
could
people to get
even
involved.
just do like cookie sales only, or you
Hmm.
could do just summer programs, or there's even some older girls who meet once a month to do planning for the younger girls.
Okay.
So there's a lot of opportunities.
Nice. So you were speaking about that a little bit in regards to it's not needed for the parents to help, but I
Hmm.
know as nonprofits we all rely upon volunteers. So what does volunteer engagement look like for Girl Scouts and for you?
So typically, our volunteers are usually our troop leaders.
Hmm.
Some volunteers will go help out at the camps in the summer. But they can do anything. It's up to them. If they have time after school, or if they only have time at like 5 o'clock, we do have troops going at those times as well. Um, we're mostly looking for like people who have time on their hands. Some of those younger college kids who need those community service hours, they would come to me or my other coworkers, and we would place them in a troop that works for them and their time. Usually, it takes 1 to 2 hours every week, so that's it. They would just set up the meeting, run the meeting, oversee all the kids and clean up. Usually, the person they're volunteering for will have all their supplies and their instructions ready to go, so they don't need to worry about planning it. They just show up and run the meeting.
Okay, so it sounds like you have everything ready for someone to
Hmm.
walk in and just be able to kind of engage and have fun with girls within
Exactly.
the community.
It's mostly having fun. Is someone who is willing to have fun.
Mhm.
Yep.
And what would you think? Because you work with young girls right now all the time. What do you feel like they're facing that maybe your generation hasn't faced that we need to be aware of?
I could go on and on because these last few years has been very chaotic,
Hmm.
especially for those younger ones. This is a new normal to them, and it's still kind of weird for us who are older and who aren't so used to this. So, just some of those barriers where they have a lot more to stress about these days, how I'm sure like I know this because I work in the outreach department. I have girls wanting to sign up, but they're worried their mom won't be able to afford it. And I'm like, honey, don't worry, it's free. But
Hmm.
I see that stress in those kids' eyes. And so they're worrying about money issues, they're worrying about getting sick. I feel like those girls have a lot to deal with nowadays, and just trying to overcome all those barriers is a lot to deal with, probably more than what I had to when I was that age.
Yeah, you think about it, that just the last few years with the pandemic and then our region flooding and then inflation now,
Mhm.
we often wonder, children are witnessing the adults and that are around them and how they're reacting to things and what's
Exactly.
going on. So they're definitely taking that in and it's also impacting them. So what really motivates you to be a part of Girl Scouts? Why do you enjoy and love the program as much as you do?
So I actually was a Girl Scout, of course.
Okay.
I was a Girl Scout since second grade, which is our brownie level, until I was in eighth grade, which is our cadet level. And s- ever since then, Girl Scouts has always had a very special place in my heart. I remember some of those memories I have going to camps and doing our Girl Scout projects are some of my most fond memories. And then growing up and applying and
Mhm.
getting hired, it just honestly even changed my outlook of Girl Scouts even more, because then you really see how the girls are affected by it. Because you're affected by it, but then you don't
Mhm.
see how the other girls are affected by it. And I come in every week to the schools and they're like, "Oh, Gracie, I'm so excited to see you. You're the best teacher ever." And it
Mhm.
just makes me feel so good. And working with the girls is definitely the best part of all of it.
Knowing that you're making that same impact as someone did in your life. So
Exactly.
Thank you
Exactly.
for doing that.
Yes.
So tell us, if someone wanted to get involved with Girl Scouts, because there is a variety of ways to get involved, how would they do that?
So Girl Scouts, like I said, we have multiple different troops. So if you wanted to get involved, of course, you can contact me. My email is gellis@girlscoutsnebraska.org. And then if you can also look up our website, which is just www.girlscoutsnebraska.org. And they have all the troop info. They have our fall product info. They have our cookie info. They have the summer program info. And then you can ask anybody who works for Girl Scouts. They'll talk about it all day long. And if they don't know the answer to your question, we guarantee you can find someone who does.
And if that's not enough, you can also just call Columbus Area United Way, and we can refer you out to Gracie and get you connected with her and the initiatives in our local community.
Yes, and we'll give you plenty of options.
Yes. So I always ask this question in regards to nonprofit world. Those that work within it, there's always many different things going on, but I always want to know from the guests, what is your go-to karaoke song or the book that you are reading right now?
My go-to karaoke song will forever be Party in the USA.
Okay.
And then the book I'm reading right now, I actually started the series back when I was in like 4th grade, and I only read the first book, but it's called The Unwanteds.
Oh.
I'm on like book number 3 of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how many books are in that series?
I think it's like 7 or 8.
Okay.
It's a really good series. It's kind of like Harry Potter meets Hunger Games.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good.
Enchanting. I might have to look into those. Those are sometimes fun, easy reads.
Yeah.
Good.
Those are my favorite reads.
Awesome. Well, Gracie, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Thank you for all that you do for Girl Scouts and for young girls within our community. We appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate you guys inviting me out here, and I appreciate all the love that you give Girl Scouts.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you.